I never thought I'd post my life online, but my knuckles are shaking. For 3 months, my 14-year-old son, Toby, was systematically broken by a group of wealthy, untouchable kids while the school looked the other way. Today, the system that shielded them collapsed, and I pulled the thread. Toby is deaf. He spent years in speech therapy, and last year he finally got a cochlear implant. It gave him his confidence back. He was so excited to start high school. That confidence lasted exactly one afternoon. On that first day, he walked through the front door, clutching his bag tightly. His speech processor was missing, torn from his head. He had dried blood behind his ear where the magnetic piece had been ripped off. He locked himself in his room. When he finally let me in, he signed to me, crying so hard he could barely form words. They had cornered him in the locker room, yanked the processor off, and thrown it into a toilet while asking if he could hear it drowning. My blood ran cold. The next morning, I went to that academy. I demanded to see Principal Vance. The receptionist didn't even look up, muttering that he was busy. I sat in that lobby for 2 agonizing hours before he finally called me in. I explained everything. The theft, the bleeding, the cruelty. Vance just sighed, adjusting his tie. "Mr. Allen, kids can be cruel. We will monitor the situation." That was his solution. I left that building feeling invisible, screaming into an absolute void. The bullying escalated. A week later, Toby came home with deep bruises on his ribs. Someone had shoved him into metal bleachers. Then came the cyberbullying. A student showed me a group chat titled The Broken Radio. They posted videos of Toby struggling to understand people, adding mocking subtitles. I went back and waited for 3 hours, ignored by the staff. When Vance finally emerged, he checked his watch. "I'm heading out, Mr. Allen. Schedule an appointment for next week." I stood up, trembling. "My son is being tortured and you're leaving?" He didn't even blink. "We have protocols." That night, I promised Toby I would fix it. He just looked at me with hollow, hopeless eyes. The next morning, he didn't say a word. He just walked toward the building. 2 hours later, my phone rang. It was the school nurse. "There's been an emergency. Toby is being rushed to the hospital." I drove like a maniac. A boy had ripped his implant off again and pushed him down a concrete flight of stairs. Toby had a fractured skull and a broken wrist. I collapsed into a chair and sobbed until my chest ached. While sitting there, my phone buzzed. "They are covering it up. Call me." I called, and a trembling voice answered. It was an assistant. "Principal Vance ordered us to delete every incident report you filed. They wiped the security logs." I asked why. "The boy who pushed Toby, his parents just donated $300,000 for the new stadium. The school couldn't risk losing the money." She then emailed me a hidden backup file, the footage of the stairwell, showing the boy laughing as he threw Toby down the concrete steps. I went straight to the state police and the district attorney. Within 2 days, the entire corrupt structure imploded. State investigators raided the offices. Principal Vance was arrested and charged with corporate cover-up and destroying evidence. The wealthy parents were exposed, their business contracts were canceled due to public outrage, and their son was arrested for felony assault. Toby is finally recovering at home, and today, he smiled for the first time.